live broadcast of city operations. We'll call this meeting to order at 4 p.m. and let the record reflect that all members are present. And can I get a motion to approve or adopt the April 17, 2025 minute meeting?
I would move the minutes from April 17th.
All right, we have proper motion. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we have public comment on agenda items up to 3 minutes. Is there anyone from the public who would like to speak? All right, we have nobody on line or in person, so we will move forward with discussion action items. B, we have Scott Cook here. Thank you for being present to discuss the Act 31 street certification, Dory Lane, Joseph Way, and Josephine Way, and westerly portion of Red Cedar Parkway. Thank you for being here.
Yes, well, thank you for the opportunity. So these streets were adopted by council resolution in 2023, resolution 262. They were adopted into the city street system at that time. Fortunately, that resolution did not meet all the requirements that the Act 51 certification requires. So when we submitted it for Act 51 certification, they essentially rejected it and said, you know, you need these other things. So this resolution that's before you today provides that detail that they need so they can be Act 51 certified and start receiving both streets. Seems how they are open in part of our public street system.
Oh, yeah, this is the new.
Yeah.
Red Cedar Development.
Yeah.
I got a question real quick.
Yes, Council Man Garza.
Appreciate that. So once this goes into effect, is there any, will we receive any back pay from the time that those streets were put in, or is it just moving forward? I didn't know if there's retroactive pay.
Yeah, I was wondering that as well.
Streets. Yeah. I'll move the resolution.
All right, we have a proper motion. All in favor? Aye. Thank you so much for being here. All right, we now have Resolution C, setting a public hearing on noise special permit. Lansing Housing Commission request to allow for the building of a new 63-unit apartment building at 220 East Kalamazoo Street. We have Katrina Greeley.
Yeah.
She said, oh, and Ryan, both for, okay. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And the floor is yours.
Right, so essentially, C and D are essentially the same ask. The building work on Saturdays from 8 to 5 at both projects. Right now, we don't have Saturdays like built into the schedule, but they would be opportunities if we have a rain day to stay on schedule and ultimately finish the project on time.
Are you currently on schedule?
Yes, we are currently on schedule. Yep. But we didn't, going into the project, we didn't know that there was the noise ordinance that didn't allow work on Saturday or Sundays. And we found out how long of a process it is to get approval to work on Saturday. So we wanted to get the wheels in motion here. If we did in fact need to work on Saturdays, we know it's a quite lengthy process. But yeah, essentially, it's not going to be required by any of the workers. It would just be once in a while we'd have folks that if they needed to, they could work on Saturdays to catch up.
And this would be limited to like framing work, that kind of stuff, not any like large land moving or, you know, we were just doing ramped piers, foundation. So we're past all that. It would just be the framing and exteriors portion of work.
Clarifying. Council committee members, any additional questions?
I might have missed it. Have we heard anything from Cherry Hill Neighborhood Association? No questions.
Has there been any outreach to the neighborhood?
Doug Fleming, the executive director of the Housing Commission, did reach out to the neighborhood. Yes, I am not sure if he heard anything back from them at all. I'm not sure. I know that they have discussed the project in general because they were interested in the exterior facade, but I'm not positive if they have came back with anything.
If you could, maybe get that information so we can have that and submit it to, Renee.
Okay.
No, 'cause you said Doug Fleming went
He reached out to the neighborhood.
association.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a lot of times we hear from people after we post the hearing, so.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking was that. The public hearing. All right, well, we just need a proper motion to move this towards public hearing, or, public hearing, on the May 5th. It'll be referred to council, and then potentially May 19th will be the public hearing.
I move resolution C.
All right, proper motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we have resolution D, the same effect, but it is a 56 unit apartment building at 510 Cherry Street. Looking for motion.
Motion.
All right, we have the proper motion, all in favor of resolution D?
Aye.
All right, it goes forward. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we have resolution E, amend Lansing City Council Rules 48, electronic participation and public comments at meetings of council committee. And we had this came through relating to the amount of time registration for a virtual public comment from 4 hours to be reduced to 30 minutes, where the city clerk indicates it should be sufficient time. So that is what this amendment is about.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I'm on the DEI committee. We recommended this and we did check with the clerk and our office staff and they said 30 minutes was fine.
That affirmation.
I make the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, with no other meeting before the body, we are adjourned at 4:07. Thank you. It's 10.